Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics.
What up? What up? What it do? Feeling closer to normal today. How's everybody doing out there? All right. There we go. Check, test. All right, there goes our light. People who remind to hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button, would you? If you guys enjoy the show and you keep showing up and it keeps working for you, make sure you hit the like button on this bad boy. Jingle Jam says if TA predicts news, TA doesn't predict news. What we say is good TA will put you in the same place as good FA. So lots of news occurs in technical structure, but it's not that technical analysis predicts news at all. We just don't need news here. Glad you dig it. This is another creative endeavor by Director Vale. Had to get the matching gear for the effects, you know. Yeah, we're not all the way better, but I'll tell you, this is one of the longest lasting fucking vids ever. I guess it's like the fact this one happened fully unvaccinated, you know. It lasted for a while. Because it's not one of those strains that's supposed to be terrible. But I guess with like no coverage, you get whacked. I like how Jan's put that. Every stream is just another art piece. You know? Because what we do in markets is art. It's not a science, it's an art. Shout out to all of my my collectors out there who respect what we do as art. Alright, so got a good prep in before show. Interesting things moving. You guys see the insane fucking news. Another day, another school shooting in this fucking country. They were definitely talking about some things in Discord, and it does look ridiculous. Somebody asked the question if Americans can't tell. Americans, the popular opinion is to do something about schools and guns, but the controls that lobbies have in this country, it's just a fascist country, right? The laws are made by corporations, and you can't get around the funding of the NRA to do anything. It's fucking crazy. Just think that that's like a normal thing in a first world country like that. You don't hear about that in Russia, China, nothing. Just every day in the United States, like mass shootings in our schools. Yeah, outside the show, Director Vale is a legit artiste. So she does bring that creativity to our show. So definitely like it. I like the changes from the one set look we used to have when we were in Florida. So I think it's fun. Do I think there's a solution to stop this shit? That's a whole different thing. Like you'd have to have just a change to the way the U.S. government works. That you can't have corporations that can buy laws, and that's the problem. The Congress pays $110,000 a year, and the average member of Congress is a multimillionaire. They're there not because of the paycheck, right? It allows other things, but the bottom line is the U.S. legislature is bought and paid for. So the law that you see that everyone's living with isn't necessarily what all the people want. It's who could afford it. Definitely a somber topic. Probably not worth the one we want to open with, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. There'll be another story like this in probably like another month. It's a consistent thing. It is not an easy thing to come up with a theme every single day and try to actually make sure sometimes we can match it to the market goings on. The original idea I was gonna name it was All Mixed Up, which is a 311 song, which is these colors, because the market's pretty confusing to people right now. But I thought Darth Vader sounded cooler, so we'll just go with that. Do I think monkeypox gets wheels? Man, I hope you guys can jinx it enough that one doesn't, because that one's gross. Don't get me wrong. The what was the original story that COVID started from like somebody's poop? At any rate, like for that one person to be person zero and have a million people dying in the world from a disease is pretty gross. But have you seen monkeypox? It just looks fucking terrible. Yeah, I don't want to see that one go around at all. Darth Fader, not Trader, because you got to fade these fucking bear market squeezes. That was a tongue-in-cheek joke. Yeah, banning guns is easier said than done though. Everyone likes to say, yeah, just go ahead and ban guns. Like, who is the person that bans them is the problem. Who is in control of that? What are we opening with? C107? I guess that's not terrible. How have you guys been doing in the channel? It's I see 100 people on here. I see like 5 people talking in Discord. So if you're here or whatever, are you guys doing all right? The anons that we have going in there with the show and other intel and the eco should give you guys enough to make some clear plans on a daily throughout your weeks, especially with what's going on in the marketplace. You definitely want that kind of clarity. How have you guys been doing? Gun control would be more appropriate since anyone here can get one with no knowledge of how to use it properly. The issue really happens is that you have 50 states that have 50 different rules, and so if you can't get guns right here, you can drive like 5 feet over there and get the same gun, and then drive back to where you couldn't get the gun. So there's no controls, like as far as New York goes, right? You can't get guns, but everybody just goes to fucking Virginia and gets guns and brings them back. And there's nothing you can do. Check every car coming back, right? So there is really a free flow of guns going from the states that have loose rules into the states that don't. So it doesn't really matter what state you're living in. There's guns everywhere, and that doesn't even tie into the issue with ghost guns or 3D printed guns and shit that's happening now. There's just no controls on fucking guns in this country. Like, it is as easy, when I left Florida, like, and I was a little younger, it was definitely easy to get a gun as it was to get a bag of weed. I could get a gun or a bag of weed by 5 o'clock. It's very, very easy. And there's just tons and tons and tons of guns on the street. Like, guns don't biodegrade. So, if you keep producing them and they don't fucking disappear, there's the gun to human ratio is just going to keep skyrocketing. So, a byproduct of that's obviously going to be fucking shootings. So as long as they keep pumping fucking guns into a closed system of humans, you're just going to have more and more incidents. So by that metric, we talked about this a long time ago. It's a bull market in that, and you're at the worst fucking levels of mass shootings this year coming out of the pandemic. Pandemic actually chilled it out a little bit. I guess people couldn't wait to shoot themselves again. Shout out Boomy, respect, appreciate the bits in the morning, guys. Censored users, Genie. Centralizing of guns. I mean, Japan, most people don't think Japan has guns, but Japan actually allows you to go and get guns like America, but the rules are super, super, super strict. And they've had I think six gun crimes in like a decade or something crazy. But most people think that other countries don't have guns at all. Japan actually has the ability to get a gun license and permit, just like America, and apply for it. And there are people who own guns. They make sure the person who gets it is fucking ultra responsible, which you'd think makes sense when you get somebody the instrument that can take away someone's life, Just been sitting out waiting for more clear opportunities, not fast enough for these super fast up and downs. Yeah, I've definitely tried to keep people on their toes with it because, we said, the VIX environment is so crazy. The moves are huge intraday. 400 or 500 points on the Dow in two directions, back and forth. So you can get some insane R's in session. You'll get fucking 3, 4, 5 R's in hours, if not an hour, and you'll get it so quick you kind of sit there and all right. and it will fucking vanish if you don't get the fuck back out. You'll get your win like way fucking faster than you used to, and it'll go completely back across the entire range, take the shit right back from you, and then go all the way down again the whole range of where you made your original money and leave your ass in the dust. So you have to like be quick, like in high VIX environments, if you trade it, and be prepared to take your wins much faster than you were ever accustomed to doing it. You will also get the emotions that go with it really fast, and makes it very hard to say, yeah, I think I should fucking cut it here, because you'll be like, well, shit, this could keep going. And there's a good thing, the minute you start dreaming about boats and cocaine, you should like close your position. I actually got that one from Kobe, so I won't lie. But yeah, it's a very good sentiment. Whenever you're pretty sure, like, wow, this is fucking, I killed it. Whenever you feel like this, stop the fuck out. You know what I mean. All of you know what I mean. There's that moment when you're pretty sure you can go buy that big ass lunch. Don't do it. Well, I tell you, lock in free rolls, cut down to where you can at least, maybe if it keeps going off a fucking cliff or it keeps skyrocketing, you fucking like let it run, but don't leave your whole core position in there and be a jackass. Like, it'll take it back. You've all experienced it if you're trading this shit. That feels like a genius moment, when you feel it. Galaxy server, such a crazy market. I've been in cash, mainly a couple crypto plays, but can't day trade, so waiting for more of a swing. Yeah, and don't force yourself down there. Some people are watching the intradays and like fucking have jobs, and they're like, oh, I'm in meetings. You cannot trade minute charts if you're stuck in an office. That's like a recipe for fucking disaster. Don't do that either. As far as like, higher resolutions, yeah, there's higher resolutions available when you look at the kind of like, sells that are going on broadly in growth stocks. And in food and energy, there's definitely like, larger resolution waves going on there. So you don't have to do that. The indexes are insane intraday, and growth stocks and all their volatilities are wild per intraday. But you can define any resolution you want and just deal with that. Don't force yourself to look at anything else that you can't touch. It's just gonna give you FOMO. Let's see. Last night I waited and practiced dealing with my FOMO. I was correct in the trade direction and would have done well, but waited for better structure. I didn't see it, so didn't take it. And that's nothing wrong with that. Cool. All right. Let's see. Where'd it go? Is that Greek? Epic update inside the Anon channel again. Pre-market prep for everybody that pays attention. So we have like, where we're kind of merging these ecosystems. So things that we talk about in the show, obviously you guys got to pay attention. We add notes to those things. This is off day. Obviously this is Tuesday behind what we talked about on Monday. You guys who know dildo rules, right? Pretty easy setup in the morning with, really terrible misses by Abercrombie and Snap. Put the market in a gap down. And you guys know how to play your dildo rules. Played it. If you guys played that, looks like a lot of people did. All right. You guys love the dildo rules. I know you do. Gave you guys a timely warning to get the fuck out of this thing. Pretty much perfect warning for the entire ecosystem. This is an ecosystem of 600 traders that are in here. And that got recoiled for the rest of the day, right? Would have killed you. Perfectly run session by an entire TV station. Where do you see that, really? Is that a thing? Is that something they see on Twitter? Did they just go, that can't be real? Is that what everyone keeps doing? I thought it was pretty decent. What do you guys think? That's how quick you got to be, though, right? If the market gets down there as fast as it did, like that was like an hour after open, you got to move that quick, or it'll come back and take the whole shit from you, and then gap down the next day like fuck. So trying to keep you guys, out of the way of a speeding train. It's easier to do with some than others, that's for sure. So let's see what we got for sentiments in the market open right now. Dow futures down 135, oil's up. Take a look at some sector stuff. Discord good shares sink after retailer cuts outlook. So it's just pretty much miss after miss after miss after miss from retailers is coming out right now. So they say Snap, giving shade to Facebook, and then Abercrombie & Fitch hitting a lot of retailers, and now Dick's again hitting. It's going to keep on being bad news. It's not that any one of these guys is sinking anything. It's just more confirmations of what people kind of know. So we want to check this out. It's a good place to check where things are at. Let me make sure this guy is correct. So pre-market, you see tech weakness. I think you have Nvidia's earnings still to come. Nothing looks really great, to be honest with you, pre-market. And where are crypto things at pre-market? Pretty flat. XRP. So not much moving anywhere. And markets have been in a range here that we probably want to pay attention to, because it's going to be time for this stuff to get moving. You love it. I don't care. So how do bear flags begin? With a big ass dick. Have I ruined TA? Is this why people in Twitter just don't want to come here? They're just like, this guy just made a mockery of it. So you can see it, right? You guys are going to always see this if I keep doing this to you. This is going to psychologically damage a lot of new traders, where all you're going to see is pricks and dicks. That's pretty fucked up, I know. We'll get to that in the macro section, though. FOMC minutes today. Yep, it's Wednesday, so be aware of that. That's pretty much as jarring as an FOMC anon, rate anon. Depending on what they say, there's probably going to be a pretty big whipsaw today. I'll let that pass. And then, as you guys know, right, not the Darth Vader, but the Darth Maul candle. I guess I should draw that out, since I always went with the assumption people knew what that meant. So now you guys understand how to trade dicks. You guys have to understand how to trade the Darth Maul. It's pretty fucked that all of you are so many of you are so young, you don't know who that character is. He's definitely one of the cool looking bad guys from Star Wars. Even though he had 3 words in his entire fucking cinematic fucking history, he was still pretty cool. So he has a lightsaber that has 2 sides. I can't believe I have to describe this. It's almost an embarrassment. I have to do justice to his lightsaber. He's got a red lightsaber, goddammit. I'm pretty sure I fucked that up if I really think about it, but whatever. It's a 2-sided candle, right? It goes in both directions, from wherever the announcement is. So, tend to do some crazy shit like this, completely fuck you up, and then it will sort itself out, and then you can leave from there, right? Or go the other way. But you'll tend to get a huge spike on the announcement, a fucking crazy whipsaw, and then once it chills the fuck out a little bit, see what he makes, right? You'll start to track to one side or the other and find his real direction. That probably only lasts for the session, but that's when you see a Darth Maul candle. You get a 2-sided fucking explosion from the announcement. Don't try to trade that. It'll fucking kill you. You'll get slippage from hell. You'll get stop run. Just leave that alone. When it chills out and the volatility dies a little bit, then you can play it easily. So that's my Darth Maul. Let me look up Darth Maul and shit. Fucking Christ. I'm sure that looks terrible. See, how is this guy not badass? 2-sided saber. That was a good rendition. Man, it's hard to get this motherfucker the whole saber. There it is. So watch out for that shit. Keeping with our Darth theme, shout out TR Shapes. Damn. Appreciate you, sir. Tipping the waiter. Much appreciated. The evolution of cock and balls TA. Double-sided penises. This is not... That cock and balls TA is cock and balls TA. This is something else. No kid on the playground thought they were Darth Maul. They thought they were Darth Vader, but nobody ever thought they were Darth Maul. They wrote him back in fucking in the cartoons, but like, dude, he got wrecked. Qui-Gon had his ass. Smashly, if it helps with trading, I don't care how many dicks I see. Sounds like a winner. This is what you need on a morning show to get you going. Space Cash, want to talk about TLT. We had TLT on the show. We'll probably pull that guy up today. Bonds have definitely been doing some things that we said we should keep our eyes on a few shows ago. Alright, so 8:40, let's go ahead and take a look at some Reddit so we can get to a macro, see what you guys got. How many of these did I get today? First successful trades, three of you, and so we need to put you on there. Age 8, looks pretty basic. 20 R's on MNMD. Wow, this stock is as thin as my ass. What are you doing trading this pixelated shit? All right, really great play, but this is not your best move. Don't trade super thin ass shit on super low resolutions. This is a recipe for disaster. I don't know how many tries it took to get this, but as good as it looks to get it, there's definitely stuff that would make your life a lot easier. Stay away from trading penny stocks. Stay away from trading on this like resolution. Go look for things that are best of breed. This is usually not worth the effort to find, as good as this return is. First, small. Edo Simon, big value. My first time posting here. Have been participating in Discord for the past few weeks, but mostly listening and trying to learn. Although there are many things I don't understand after reading and rewatching blog posts and videos, something started to click, especially when I realized that my own psychology was a huge issue, and the reason for losing 75% of my portfolio in the past few months, trying to revenge trade. With that, I tried trading more mechanically. 2 days ago, I opened a small long position in ETH and lost an R. I also realized that I was risking too much in one play. I still need to determine what R I'm willing to lose for each trade. Yesterday, Kaz gave a heads up about the dildo rule, and I set my R to 1% on the SPY. Before the market closed, I wanted to exit the position and bagged 1 R. Although the nominal money was small, the feeling of knowing exit points was great, and the value of knowledge gained from this trade was invaluable. Well, good stuff. Yeah. He drew it. That works. All right, good stuff, dude. I'm ruining your guys' entire financial future. Just don't present that to your family and friends. They're gonna fucking disown you. Good stuff. And this is TR. What up, TR? What'd you do here? Been busy using your teachings to run some negotiations in the employment sector. I helped my sister negotiate a job offer to get a 60% yearly salary increase. Did negotiate a job offer for myself, 70% salary increase. Sounds good. This is huge for me and my family overall. Arbitrage works in many markets, in any markets. Thank you for the strength, Kaz. Shout out to Boomy for being my third eye during the process. Trading wise, I've been doing less, but every trade was hit directly out of the show intel. Hit rate and mental capital in a sweet spot. Survived after almost a full cycle, doing good. Awesome, man. Good to hear. What's this? Apple. So one attempt to buy, got ejected, happens, and took the very next breakup. How good is that, right? That takes a lot of discipline to come back right after you get stopped and buy at a higher price. This might not seem like a lot to people. This is what I tell people about playing trends, right? this is going to be the highest price he's dealing with from this entire movement. And a lot of people would feel like if you didn't buy the pullback here, you missed out. But you're only trying to play, a good risk structure from wherever you find it. And, today's high can be tomorrow's low. So that's, really good discipline to play into the highest price at this point after losing out on this one and still play the continuation and trend, right? So that's there's a lot to be gained for new people to see that. This is Tesla. Yeah, it's really good. Shows, his missed attempt in trying to get this guy on the recoil out of here. Turn into a pretty decent shockwave, and then play the exit pump out of there. These are really good to show lots of new people to see what you go through. That's Ethereum on a breakdown. Another Ethereum Euro. Very cool. I dig it. Those are good. Nice and clean and simple to the point. That's not Trader Z, Donata. That's TR Shapes. In your 20s in Darth Maul. Darth Vader is the only person to be. Maul doesn't speak fucking energy. Alright, so about 50 minutes to go here. Let's get to our macro. So, what are we looking at today? Thought finishing higher, recovering this was kind of a bullish thing, right? This kind of gives you a chance. A floor here. And barring he just goes right out of this bear flag and goes straight down in continuation, right? Because if you look at this move right here, ever so slightly pierced it, right? A little stop run for anybody that had stops hiding back here, got caught. And in case you didn't got caught the first time, they caught you with another slightly higher break. And then, right now you have a bear flag. So it does have the structure to, totally head down. If it wanted to just, head straight off a cliff if it wants to. Your potentially higher floor is at the tip of that dick. If you can manage to do something like this, that's kind of like your other potential path. Let's see, make you this. All right, so this is possible, right? We talk about having that rising channel, having the ability for the price to come right out of it and reverse and then turn back through. So this is your only two. This is what you're dealing with for today. If you want your day plan to go, let's make this not retarded looking. God, I feel like I'm always fucking got no choices. Yeah, that works. Fuck it. So this is kind of what you're dealing with. It's a good swing level to pay attention to if he goes to 389, right, where he created the structure underneath it. However deep he goes today, we have a small gap down, but right now, we kind of see what it does. This little double zone here in the middle, really great area. If you see it over here, see it over here, and you see it here, be a good area if this rotates back through, or if we stay under it to go tanking down to this level. So it's kind of the line in the sand that you have. We don't need to be looking at that totally in 1 minute. So the original projection was we could rotate this flag, come here, deflect, and then create a bear flag like that, right? To create a potential bear flag. If you remember, this is the announcement channel. So this is our big danger, is that this guy kind of trades that away and makes a flag up against this entire area. So tag here, climax down, and then basically create a flag across like that to match this thing. That's just a projection of it, but that's the danger now. So this can track higher, so I think there's a chance for a little bit of dead cat. Really? Not the time. All right, big distraction. Sorry about that. Back to where I was. So, yeah, so the chances are, I'm thinking with a low climax here, he has a chance to, and within a larger res here, and that's kind of like dead cat his way up a little bit and track higher. So we get like a corrector structure and then a rise, and we keep this up for a little bit before we ultimately try to fully break it down. So that's kind of the situation. But today, this is kind of what you're watching. If you go a little deeper, I don't know if he goes right through this now or he just fully fucking eats it. That's always possible, right? But if he doesn't and he rotates back up, we probably end up tracking into some kind of like a bear channel like this, and then we wait for that for whenever that lets go. So the VIX is doing this the entire time. He's just kind of sideways shockwaving, and so you definitely want to keep tabs on him. If he goes bullish again, we know that this is a bad thing. But for now, you're watching what the fuck this guy does. DXY. So DXY, we drew this out last time we were on show. Remember this? We've done this projection up here. So he bear flagged when he rotated, right? Always watch for major levels to get run. This is a 2B like we talked about, came under. This bear flag was dangerous when we projected it. So he's corrected back, which has allowed some amount of strength in the market in certain places, but not broadly. But this guy is just corking up for possibly another bull move, and if this guy fully rotates out of here, that's going to be something we pay attention to with the VIX. Somebody asked about TLT. TLT, we had talked about this guy before and what he was doing here. So he is like bear flagging off of this. And this is the early beginnings, and the bear flag is the early beginnings of a possible bottom formation, in a larger resolution bull. So can this guy rotate up and get some strength off of here? It's an interesting spot when you look at where he is to the entire system that he comes from. So he's basically down in a pretty serious level right now that if he ends up flagging going through this, we'd want to pay attention to it. But all this is basically a state of execution right now in the market, from a full gas pedal to the fucking lows. Ever since TLT found its bottom here, a lot of things bottomed with this. A lot of risk assets at least stalled what they were doing. Even like, guys like these, right? That most people don't connect to things like bonds. But that bond low is a ninth, and pretty much like NFTs went flat at the exact same moment as that. So kind of interesting, like right now bonds I think are off the radar for most people, and if they do catch gas again, I think to the downside, I think you don't want to fucking not pay attention. This is where bonds like going March 14th and fucking cascaded down to May 9th, and you can look at these guys. Let's see. But here, March 14th, this is pretty much the legs were coming out from underneath all of the equity markets at that point. You have a blow off with other deed, but a lot of upside momentum and all risk assets went out once TLT started to let go. March 14th in this. Yeah, and you had the same kind of like final blow off in March here with fucking stocks while TLT is melting down, and ultimately stocks go chasing it off a cliff. So you do want to pay attention to TLT if it melts down any further. And there's a good chance that like we said, rates have upside pressure. TLT is probably not done in the medium to longer term. So all right, so that's that. DXY VIX. Crypto, we'll pull up here. Crypto's not really had a good ability to sustain any real bounce. It's just been sitting dead sideways, like we said, from the same TLT lows, and it's really tight and low. So you want to pay attention to this, right? There's been no meaningful bounce whatsoever. That's the longer it sits there, the more sus it kind of gets. So definitely keep eyes on this. If the market goes risk off again with him just sitting on the base, it's going to get bloody really fucking fast. We told you to watch the same level, about 28,460s, and there's corresponding levels across all of major big cap crypto that we're pretty much in the same place. So structurally, this guy is a little better for like a climax low and a counter structure that could lend towards like a move like this out of it. But like I said, it just nothing's showing the upside strength, and that is a little worrisome the longer it takes. This is your big guy to watch here. This guy turns bull again. The whole of crypto, NFT, everything gets fucking kicked in the dick again. So this guy's not really fading too hard. He's been pretty resilient to fade. So I definitely pay attention if this guy gets strength and rotates back up through this bull. Total, we don't really need total at this point, but we'll go look at him. Total sitting in the same area. Big trigger on him under here. So you definitely want to pay attention to this if you see this guy fucking rotate through here. Just the fact that it was so speedy down, gives him time for sideways consolidation, which he's doing. You just want to see if you actually get something that rounds and rotates like this, or if this guy's setting up for another leg down. Right now, this does not look like this. We'd like to see some kind of counter structure we could watch begin to set a rotation up like that. We're kind of like in this period right now, climax low, an immediate shockwave. We really haven't seen what it's going to do yet, right? So again, we're watching like the E structure. If it can rotate upwards, pay attention to that. But for now, this doesn't really give you much sign to do shit with it. And I think a lot of people are sitting quiet hoping it doesn't fucking go through the floor. That's kind of the sentiment you're getting. MicroStrategy, these guys still look like death. Sailor still looks like death. Arc, the main baddies of it, we tell you pay attention. She's either bear flag and she can pump along it, or you watch out if she begins to fucking fade right away. We think Kathy is the roadmap of this fucking cycle. Facebook, some of these guys that you have in your OnlyFans, these guys still look really fucking bad. Nothing looks really great bottoming wise about that. Climax low, huge recoil. If he holds it, chance for the market to still stall. But I think he's got his own individual issues, which Snap just pointed more attention at. And then Tesla, that guy's getting gas to the downside. I think you keep track of this. I think he's, of your top 3 stocks to pay attention to in this cycle that, for the longest term is a discount you want to see and get a chance at. I think you never bet against the richest guy on the planet, right? That's like calling the ultimate top. So the deeper this guy goes, the more interesting he gets. The stock he's trying to buy, Twitter, I think right now technically, I think he's still going to go for it. I think he's going to renegotiate based on the bots, and that likely means a pretty decent discount from what they thought they were going to get. I don't think this chart tells you that it's not happening. I think it's just, I think he means what he says. He's not going to pay what he initially thought he was going to pay because it's not based on real numbers. So this is just a remains to be seen kind of deal. Wait, get all that? We're at 857. Wow. All right, let's see if I can squeeze in here. Merck, Bungie, WC. All right. Merck, we had this guy on the show forever ago. Doesn't come up very often, but OG high from the internet bubble era. Going through that right now. In the age of pandemics, drug stocks should probably be on your radar. Anybody making anything. The drug stock for monkeypox is this motherfucker, Sega. This is one guy that had a drug and approval from like I think a work in the works from 2019. Huge pump on the fucking news that he had a FDA kind of clearance. Not sure what happened now, but this is your monkeypox guy or one of Pfizer. All these drug guys, should be on radar. We talked about him before. Pfizer looks interesting. Merck also here now seeing this at the same time. That looks pretty interesting. No, that's the wrong guy. So I don't know how to fucking spell there. I think I got absorbed by somebody, didn't I? I think I got absorbed by, can't remember who they got absorbed by. But yeah, I like Merck. I like Pfizer. All these guys, they look pretty fucking ridiculous right now. And that guy's clearly going out. He probably needs to do some kind of shockwave up here since he's blowing out this one when he gets up here. And then you watch what he does after that. But structurally, that guy looks pretty fucking good. And, it's his first time through here since 2000. So, pretty interesting to see where that guy is. WEC, so maybe ask for that. That guy looks pretty fucking bullish. What specifically? Utility? Yeah, he's a utility. Utilities are really fucking strong. In a de-risking environment, guys that pay yields are usually a lot stronger. Utilities just broadly have been pretty strong, like Southern and stuff like that. We should looked at this guy before. All right, this guy's up here, Duke. A lot of these guys look pretty good. WC, no different. That guy's pretty good. He looks like he's leading what Southern was trying to do. You just want to see how he gets through that at this point. So BG. We did BG before on the show, a couple days in a row now. It's been asked. BG right there on the bull flag we drew for you guys out of this corrective structure. He's looked like he's attempting to rotate that. We told you to watch a couple different dudes who are doing stuff in this space, like SQM and MOS. All these dudes look, kind of similar. He's lagging that. NTR. These are other food guys. Everybody in food production that, is surrounding the crisis. RGR and CL1, SL1. So this is Ruger. Gun companies are always interesting to pull up. Oh, stop you craziness. Okay. Gun companies are always interesting to pull up on the back of, mass shootings, as horrific as that all sounds. These guys don't have signs of letting go of power right now. We drew this one out probably in the last school shooting, unfortunately. And he is still in a bull flag that you're watching right now. Do they have anything to do against these guys? Oops, my fault. This is Ruger. We drew this up, I believe, in the last mass shooting was the last time somebody asked about this. And it's, this is American guns, and yeah, it's pretty bullish. If you're heading towards a food crisis and social upheaval, this is the kind of thing that would be bullish. So that's also something to keep in mind on the macro of what this is, right? This isn't really just a low res structure dealing with right now. This bull flag structure has been building for the better part of a decade. This is probably not the thing you want to see go bull with energy and food shit is guns, but it makes sense, doesn't it? CL1, SL1. God, I'm retarded. So, CL1. God damn it, CL1. Fucking killing me. Not it. This is the wrong chart. So here's our crude oil chart. We have the resistance level we had on this thing. I've told you from over here. This major shockwave from 2011. So you're just looking at that right now. It's 2011 shockwave high, and he's basically just snookered up against that. You keep eyes on that. That guy breaks out of here. It'd be pretty bullish for oil. Somebody asked for SL1. Why does that look like that? I know I have a chart for this already. There it is. Let's just use SLV. So this is a chart we drew up for you guys a while ago. We're watching it. We're looking for back when we last drew it. Potential rotation possible come from here. He's gotten through it to the major projected bull flag that we did, and gold looks a lot more bullish than this. GLD, if you look at him, he's sitting a lot stronger. So I think if you're looking at one of the two of them, gold's kind of got to keep your eyes on. And if you're watching gold right now to rotate this flag, you'd be watching some of these other guys like Newmont's and stuff like that. Somebody just asked. So Newmont, we're looking for a bull flag when he got up here because this was in his all-time. He had just basically done a 2B here on this. So he just didn't sustain the break, right? He went out of this thing when we last looked at it here, and he just blew right out and came back to it. Not a very healthy structure. I told you that you don't want to see this when you break a level. That's almost always going to give you a counter structure, and if it doesn't turn into a bull flag, it'll just fucking kill you. This is just really deep, to be honest with you, so I'd say you can kind of project on it. And if gold's going to rotate up, then that guy's pretty steep, but still possibly that's what he's doing. Check a couple other gold guys, see what they look like. Not the healthiest looking thing I ever seen. Twitter, Ray did that. TLT, Ray looked at that. I'm advocating guns in a fucking food crisis. Get a fucking gun. Why would you even say that? I'm not advocating guns, but you might want to be prepared. You want to be prepared with a gun or not with a gun? Get a fucking gun. If people are going to break in your house, steal food, get a gun. Advocate. The fuck? Alright, let's see. What was the last one? GBP USD AAVE USDT. GBP USD. Oops, GBP USD. So, last time we talked about him, looks like that was accurate, right? So, that guy's rained down here. What's the dollar strength? It's kind of really hinged on DXY, don't it? So, you know, what do you expect? DXY to possibly continue its upside momentum. If he does, it'll keep pressure on the GBP. This is visible at big res, huh? Wow. GBP USD. Get all your res. Well, this is what you got. Don't know what's in front of this, but I don't know that it's not connected to something here. Let's go with what I can see clearly. In the longer view, that's the last time we had an stagflationary crisis over here. And GBP got fucking smoked into the fucking ground on that. If this is a second floor higher, right? Could be a longer term deal like this, couldn't it? If Putin really does break the back of the DXY. That's a big res idea. In the nearest term, beware of continued dollar strength, right? Right, this kind of scenario, right? To pump up out of here, or the two paths we gave you in the euro, they pump backwards out of this, and then fucking fully collapse over. So this is a bear flag. So near term, long term, and AAVE USDT. Not this chart. AAVE USDT. That also doesn't look so good as he's broken down underneath that. That looks pretty bare right now. He's definitely got down to an area where this is like the last area of real concern where the pump even came from that he's managed to bounce on, but structurally it doesn't look so great yet for a recovery from the depths of hell. Might be worth paying attention to that, see if he actually fucking bounces off of that and fucking fades again. But yeah, that doesn't look so hot for long at all. Looks pretty decent for possible short continuation if it's going to do it and go in tandem with guys who look like this, right? Like MicroStrategies and stuff like that. These guys all bar down again, that part gets dragged down. And crypto goes down again. Coin, some of these guys get weak with it again. Yeah, you're watching a lot of these guys in these stable ranges, and you know, you want to see them kind of like bull upwards before you really get any bull into you on anything crypto, right? As long as these guys are sitting like this and everything crypto is sitting on its ass like this right now, serious cautions advised. You get above here, I think you can play something reasonable to that, but let it show itself first. 9:10, motherfuckers. That's a wrap. Hope you guys are ready. It is a dangerous market out, like we said. FOMC minutes a day. The market's been really stable since some of those markets, like I showed you, in ranges since May 9th and 10th. And you're going to get the minutes and basically the Fed's guidance of what they think they need to do or what their chatter was and what they just did. And that's going to be pretty much the biggest read you're going to get out of them until they make their next announcement. So I would definitely pay attention to the Fed announcement. As you get close to that shit, it's not a good idea to be in markets, right? You're going to have lunchtime where it's slow. So if you don't find something to make some money on quickly in the morning, before like 11 or 11:30, just let the Fed announcement happen, see what it does with the intraday. And then if you can, make a plan on behind that, like per Darth rules. And if you don't want to touch it, don't touch it. It could do something fucking insane. There's a lot of stuff in a lot of precarious positions right now, and God knows Powell and them are not known for saying the right shit on any given day. So be aware of that. If you can, even on days like this, you could even take the morning off and skip it and wait for that announcement. It's just that kind of day. It could be a total shit day from the bell. You might catch them like fire off the opening, but it is the kind of day that you can have like very limited volatility, and then you're going to have an explosion of it come 2 p.m. Brainard speaking at 12:50. I'm not sure who that is, but definitely FOMC is the one you really, really give a shit about. He's going to be the most market-moving thing that comes out and going into tomorrow. So make sure you review this show when you can. Review all the shows and all the content we put out. Try do my best to put out the information that gives you guys the ability to make the best possible choice in a market full of bad information. So good luck to everybody out there. You guys in the Anon channel, in Discord, what you have there as far as intel and stuff, serves into today. You're watching the bear flag that we just showed on the show, and what the two possibilities are with the paths that we have on the show. So there's not much else that we have to do off of that. So best of luck to everybody. I'll catch you motherfuckers this evening.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly.